How are we doing, everyone? Hope you're well. Mr. Bold here, and I'm back today with a collection update video. First collection update for about 6 weeks. Some of this stuff has been in the collection not very long at all. Some of it I've had for about a year and a half and just haven't got around to showing it yet. So some CDs and some records to show the usual mix of genres and styles. Going to get into it after, you guessed it, a quick sip of the good stuff. So CDs first, and if you've watched my creator album ranking video, you'll have seen these already. If you haven't, you'll obviously be seeing these for the first time. So I did the creator album ranking a couple of months ago, and I wasn't familiar with the 90s output. They're more experimental stuff, so I picked that stuff up. So up first, from 1992, is Renewal, which is a good album. Creator moving in an industrial direction, whereas most of the thrash bands are going a bit more of a mainstream metal direction. Creator will go in a more industrial direction on this album. There's definitely still some metal in here as well. Good album. I really like Millet Petrosi's vocals and some good songs on this. Like the title track is excellent. Reflection, Zero to None, Europe After the Rain, Depression, Unrest. I really like that one. It's pretty good. It's quite low on the ranking, but that doesn't mean it's a bad album. It just means they've got much better stuff in their discography. But Renewal from 1992 is a good album. Up next is a follow-up album. This is Cause for Conflict from 1995, which for me isn't massively different from the thrash stuff that they were doing in the 80s. This is a really good album. I like this one a lot. Prevail, first track's really good. Bomb Threat I really enjoy. Dogmatic, Isolation, Crisis of Disorder. Like I say, not that dissimilar to the 80s thrash output. Loads of great riffs on this. Again, Millet Petrosi's vocals are great. I've really enjoyed that one. Cause of Conflict from 1995 is an excellent album. Up next from 1997 is Outcast. This is the first one I listened to out of these four. This is a good album. There's some good stuff on this. It's not all brilliant, but there's certainly plenty of good tunes on it that I enjoy a lot. Leave This World Behind, the first track, is great. I love the chorus in that. Forever, Black Sunrise, good tunes. Enemy Unseen, the title track, Outcast, is really good. Stronger Than Before, some nice riffs in that tune as well. Whatever It May Take, that's one of my favourite songs of the album. The chorus is really strong, very catchy. Alive Again, A Better Tomorrow. Good album from a creator. A little bit more of the traditional metal creeping in here. I like that one a lot. Good album. And this for me is the weakest of the four, but there's still some good stuff on it. And here's Endorama from 1999. Good tunes on this one. Like Golden Age, the first track's really good. Endorama, title track I like a lot. Passage to Babylon's really good. But there's some songs on this that are okay, but they don't grab me anywhere near as much as stuff on the other albums. But still, a decent pickup for what I paid for it. Didn't pay a lot for it. I wouldn't have wanted to pay a lot for it because it's okay. It's not their best, but it's certainly not a piece of shit. But Endorama from 1999 from Creator was the last of the Creator albums I need to pick up from the 90s. So that's all the Creator CDs done. Up next, a couple of albums I was meant to pick up back in the 90s. I heard the singles, but never got around to picking the albums up. So up first, two albums from this band, and this is Ugly Kid Joe and Menace to Sobriety. They've got Dave Fortman on the guitar on this album. He was in the band at this point. He went on to be a hugely successful producer. He produced, I think it was Evanescence's Fallen album, which sold millions and millions. He produced a lot of other very successful bands years ago as well. So he's on guitar here. Whitfield Crane still on the vocals. Klaus Eichstadt on the guitars. Cordell Crock on the bass. Some great guitar work from Klaus and Dave Fortman across this album, and the bass from Cordell Crockett's really good. Some good tunes on this. Tomorrow's World I like a lot. Clover's a good tune. Milkman's Son, that was a single. That's a really nice guitar melody in it, which is a really good hook. I like that a lot. Sucker Punch is a good tune. Jesus Rode a Harley is a brilliant track. Very strong chorus. Very catchy. Easy to remember. VIP Oompa, which is a bit of a shit song. But it's okay, I suppose. Ends with Slower Than Nowhere. Good album from these guys. It's not going to knock anyone out, but I can listen to the whole thing from start to finish and really enjoy it. Whitfield Crane on the vocals for me is an underrated vocalist. He's a really good singer. I saw him at Milton Keynes Bowl at Ozfest back in 1999. He was fronting Life of Agony. and that tells its own story. You're not fronting Life of Agony if you can't sing. These guys always had their tongue in their cheeks. They won't take themselves too seriously. Good album from Ugly Kid Joe. And while I grabbed that, the same seller had the follow-up, so I grabbed this as well. I'd never actually heard this one back in the day either. This is Motel California from 1996. Not as good as the Menace to Sobriety album, but there's still plenty of good stuff in this that I enjoy. First track, It's a Lie, is really good. Sandwich, that was a single. A bit of a silly song, but I still enjoy it. Rage Against the Answering Machine. That sort of makes me laugh. Would You Like to Be There? That's a great tune. Little Red Man, Undertow, Shine, Strange, stuff like that. Again, not going to knock you out, but I can listen to the whole thing from start to finish and enjoy it. Again, great vocals from Whitfield Crane. Guitar works good. Again, good bass work from Cordell Crockett. Glad to pick these up, plug in some holes in Ugly Kid Joe discography. Good stuff there. And the last CD, moving on to something much heavier now. An album, and particularly the band that won't need any introduction if you're watching this video, and because a lot of people know who Consecration are, and this is a re-release of their debut album. And I'm not going to try and say the title because I will butcher it terribly, but of course we all know who Consecration are, featuring the one and only Liam the Death Doom Metalhead on the guitar. Good album this. The guitar tone is absolutely amazing. Really thick and crunchy. The guitars sound amazing. Deep guttural vocals. I love the sound of the bass on this record as well. There's quite a lot of nice musical sort of passages, instrumental passages I should say, which I really like on this. Particularly in the first track, there's about a 2 or 3 minute segment where it's just the bass and the drums, creating loads of nice atmosphere. Very dark, murky and doomy, as you would expect from these guys. Let's have a quick look at the titles here. Buried Alive, that's a nice little sort of build up to the third proper track, which is Echoes of the Dead, which is a great tune. And you've got other stuff in there like the Die Requiem Laments last track. Not easy to read the titles on this because it's all in black and white. Good Death Doom here from these guys from Norwich here in the east of England. Consecration's debut. Again, I'm not going to translate the title because I will get it wrong. Good album. Glad I picked that one up. Grabbed that from their Bandcamp directly. Good stuff. Glad I grabbed it. So on to some vinyl now. I'm going to kick off as always with the lighter side of things. This is one of the albums I picked up about 1.5 years ago when I was on a holiday in Brighton. Here's Lee Aaron, or Aaron, not sure how you pronounce it, and her album Call of the Wild, which came out in June 1985. Very, very simple, straight up pop rock, pop heavy metal. Is that a thing? I guess it is now I've said it. Nice album here. This is nothing that's going to blow you away, but it's still decent listen. Probably just kind of strap heavy metal, really, if I think about it in the description. Rock Me All Over, the first track, is an okay opener. It's definitely not the strongest way to start an album, though. But Running From the Fire, track 2, I really enjoy. Barely Holding On is good. Then side A closes out with Burning Love, which is a cover of a Kix song. That's K-I-X, Kix, not Kiss. Line of Fire on side 2 is decent. Beat 'em Up, Paradise, Evil Game, Danger Zone, Hot to Be Rocked. It's very kind of cliched sounding heavy metal, but I enjoy it. Got a few of her albums, and they're always a decent listen. So that's Lee Aaron's Call of the Wild from 1985. Now, up next is an album that I've seen at least 2 or 3 people in the VC show over the years, and I've never heard it. And I saw it in the racks, and I thought, you know what, the people I've seen showing this say that this album's good, and their taste in music, they know what they're talking about. So I thought, I'm going to grab this. I'm sure I'm going to like it, and I was not disappointed. Really happy to find this out in the wild. And here's Malice and License to Kill from 1987. Straight up old school heavy metal. Musically, this reminds me of Accept. Vocally reminds me of Cyrus from Agent Steel. This is a great album with loads of really, really good songs on that are very, very catchy. Some really, really good guitar riffs. I like the vocals. Sinister Double, the first track, is a superb opener. Really, really good stuff. License to Kill, the title track, is excellent. Excellent catchy chorus. Great vocals. Against the Empire, Vigilante. Chain Gang Woman, Christine, The Murder, Breathing Down Your Neck, Circle of Fire. 10 songs, and there's not a bad one amongst them. A really, really good album. So glad I finally picked this up. Some nice old school heavy metal from the 1980s, which is definitely lived up to the hype and didn't disappoint me in the slightest. I'm really glad I picked it up. Malice's License to Kill from 1987. Excellent old school heavy metal there. Quick drink and some more old school heavy metal coming up. Now, I've seen quite a few people show this. Definitely saw Metal Mighty Mac show it. And I grabbed it not long after watching the video where he showed it, because it was really cheap on Amazon. It was only about 15 quid. And I'd heard of the album before, but never actually listened to it. And it's more old school, new wave of, not with new wave of British heavy, but just old school metal. This is Omen and The Curse, which I think is from 1986. Wasn't massively sold on the vocals at first, but the more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed them. Some really, really good songs on this album. A lot of nice guitar work. The Curse, the first track, is a decent opener. Kill on Sight, track 2 is excellent. Eye of the Storm I really enjoy. Teeth of the Hydra, that's a great track. At All Costs, Destiny, Bounty Hunter. A Blind Buy, and it didn't disappoint at all. Excellent stuff. A reissue on Metal Blade, just on good old black vinyl, so no point showing it. But really glad I picked that up. Omen, The Curse, some nice old school heavy metal from 1986, which I really like. Up next, something I showed not too long ago in my When Bands Change in the 90s, death metal episode. Here's Dismember, A Massive Killing Capacity from 1995. Dismember, definitely including some death and roll styles on this album, and I really, really like it. I Saw Them Die first track, so good. On the Frozen Fields is a great tune. Warhead I really like. Collection by Blood, sorry. Casket Garden, excellent song, my favourite on the album. Such a great chorus, great vocals. End of Life, Another Shape of Sorrow. Excellent death and roll. A good album to cut your teeth on if you're looking to get into death metal. It's just not too brutal. Unfortunately, it comes on the horrible orange vinyl, which can always get in the bin. But good album from these guys. Yeah, I like the sort of mix up of the styles. You know, there's some death and roll in there, but there's a couple of tracks that could have easily been lifted from their first couple of albums. It's got to be said. Yep, drums are great. Love the vocals. Yeah, just a really good album. Dismember's Massive Killing Capacity from 1995. Glad I picked that one up. Up next, 3 from the same band. These were all put out by Earache from their on-demand service. The first album that I heard by this band. And here's Napalm Death, Fear, Emptiness, Despair, which was originally released in 1994. I really, really like this album. Barney Greenway's vocals are, as always, amazing. Danny Herrera's drums are great. The guitar work from Jesse Pintato, rest in peace, and Mitch Harris is always good. First track, Twist the Knife Slowly, really, really enjoy that one. Hung track 2 is excellent. Plague Rages is brilliant. I love the chorus, very catchy, great vocals from Barney. I remember seeing that on Beavers and Butthead actually. More Than Meets the Eye is another song with a great chorus it's easy to sing along to. Armageddon ×7. Fasting on Deception, last track Throwaway is really good. Printed Inner, there's the guys, and it's just on good old black vinyl. So yeah, the first Napalm album I ever heard, and I really like it. A bit underrated, I think. There we are, Napalm Death, Fear, Emptiness, Despair. Another one you saw not too long ago in my When Bands Change in the 90s series, and is Diatribes, which originally came out in 1996. Excellent tracks just like Greed Killing, great vocals from Barney. Right for the Break-In, good tune. My Own Worst Enemy closes out side A, that's a great tune as well. Just Rewards, Dogma on side B, Take the Strain. Diatribes, last song Corrosive Elements. Good album from Napalm. Doesn't blow me away, but still enjoy it. Again, Printed Inner. Lyrics on that side. And again, just on good old black vinyl. I got this on CD at the time of release, so when I saw Earache were putting out on vinyl, I was very happy to grab it. Napalm Death Diatribes, and the last one from Napalm is Words from the Exit Wound, which I'd never actually heard, but when I saw it up on the Earache site, I grabbed it anyway. This is a good album. I don't like it as much as the other two I've just shown, but the first track, the Infiltrator, is really, really good. And then there's a bunch of stuff which I like, but then bizarrely, you get to like the last 4 songs, and they're actually my favourites on the album. Clutching at Barbs, Incendiary Incoming, Throw Down a Rope, and Septic in Perspective. As always, excellent vocals from Barney Greenway. He's one of my favourite extreme metal vocalists. Good old black vinyl, as always. Nice bass work from Shane Embry. Drums and guitars, again, are great. Good album from these guys. Glad I picked this up. All I need to do now is grab Inside the Torn Apart, and then that's me. We've picked up all their more experimental 90s period, like this one is, and Diatribes. Good stuff from Napalm. Up next, something I got like start of last year, I think. Moving on to some Death Doom now. Temple of the Void and Summoning the Slayer. Excellent Death Doom, huge riffs, excellent vocals, drums are superb. Great Death Doom from these guys. Gatefold, which looks really nice. Great tracks, Behind the Eye, Death Touch, Engulf, those first 3 on side A. No bad ones there at all. Sequence of Rot is excellent. Disillusion, last track. Great album, really enjoy this one. One thing that does piss me off though, look at that album cover. It's about 90% blue. So what colour does the record come on? Fucking orange for some reason. Why? I mean, I'm not that big on colour vinyl anyway, but if you're going to press or release albums on colour vinyl, at least have them matching up to the fucking cover artwork. There's barely any orange on this at all. Should have been a blue vinyl, but it doesn't really matter, of course. It's all about the music, and some excellent Death Doom from Temple of Void there. Great stuff. Some death metal from 1994 now. Here's Mortal Scold and As Humanity Fades. I need to say it ends. As Humanity Fades. Good album this. I like this a lot. It's got an old school death metal production, which I really like. Great tunes on this, like Unknown Emotions, Humanity Lost, Awakening Destiny, No World Escapes, Relics of Sorrow Fields, Through Obscurity. These guys kind of fly under the radar when it comes to death metal for me. People know them, but don't get talked about anywhere near as much as they should, I think. They've just put out a new album, which I've listened to a couple of times on Spotify, and it's really good, so I'll be grabbing that soon. But great old school death metal from these guys. Printed in and just on good old black vinyl. So happy to grab this. Only really started listening to these guys a couple of years ago, and I picked up quite a few of their albums. And glad to get that one in the collection. Up next, sticking with the death metal, we're going over to Sweden now. And here's Unleashed with the Hunt for White Christ. As far as death metal goes, sort of quite easy to digest, to be honest. This is another one of those albums. If you're looking to start on death metal, I would sort of suggest starting somewhere like this album, because all the vocals, even though they're harsh vocals, you can clearly hear everything that's being sung. So it's not deep guttural vocals. No HM2 guitar sound, which is kind of surprising for Swedish death metal. And just a really good album from start to finish. Printed in with the guys and the lyrics. It's just on good old black with some nice centre labels there. Yeah, a nice, easy kind of listen for as far as death metal is concerned. Lead Us Into War, first track on side A is superb. Stand Your Ground, great track. I love the chorus, very, very good. Terror Christ. The Hunt for the White Christ title track is excellent. By the Western Wall, Open to All the World. Good solid death metal album from these guys. Unleashed. I'm missing a lot of these bands' discography, but I'm looking forward to grabbing more from them. So that's that one. And up next, this is their most recent album, No Sign of Life, which came out in 2021. There's the back. Again, it's a gatefold. Picture of the guys. Printed Inner. Sorry, not Printed Inner. We've got a lyric sheet here. No, we haven't. It's just on good old black vinyl. Again, it's a good album. If you like the one that I've just showed, you'll like this one too. Very, very similar. King Has Lost His Crown, first track on side A, is superb stuff. The Shepherd Has Left the Flock, track 2, again, very, very good chorus, very catchy. We Are the Warrior, No Sign of Life. It is finished, Here at the End of the World. Another solid death metal album, some great riffs. Love the vocals, like I say, you can easily hear everything that's being sung. Not deep and guttural. Excellent stuff from Unleashed. And one more to show and another quick little drink. And I had to get on vinyl with my album last year. Picked up on CD just originally, but I had to get the record. Because Cryptopsies As Gamora Burns is just an absolute beast, a technical death metal masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Such a great album. I absolutely love it. Godless Deceiver, such a great tune. Flayed the Swine, The Righteous Lost, Praise the Filth. Just technically superb. Excellent, excellent stuff. Just an absolutely brilliant album. There's the guys there on the lyric inner. Lyrics on the back. Now the hype sticker says Gold and Black Galaxy Vinyl. That is piss yellow with a bit of black smokiness in it, which can get in the fucking bin. Just press it on black vinyl, be done with it. Don't give a fuck about a lot of this splatter vinyl and smoky vinyl, all that stuff. Just press it on black and be done with it, and I'm all good, thank you very much. But as per usual, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the music, and the music's absolutely superb. As Gamora Burns from Cryptopsy, which came out in about August, September last year, was my favourite album last year. Had the CD and I had to get the vinyl. So there we go, guys. That's it for today. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. Very much appreciated. Let me know what you think about these pickups. If you've got any of them, if you've picked up any recently, you've had them for a long time. Always enjoy chatting with you guys in the comments section. I should be back with you next week. I'll actually be back with you in the week because I've got a couple of contest entry videos to do for David Cavaliers Carnage and Sean the Beast channel. So I'll be back for a couple of quick videos midweek. So until then, as always, cheers, take care, and I'll see you soon.